Hey guys. Um, so I'm still actually getting the board set up. How's everyone doing today? Where's the letter R? Shit. Oh, there it is. Almost misspelled my own name for a second. There we go. Oh. There we go. Oof. Let me adjust that too. Oh, my hair is weird today. So how's everyone doing today? So Claudia was streaming like... Sorry. So Claudia was streaming like not even 8 hours ago, I think. Because she was up until like 2 a.m., something like that. Well, the equivalent of 2 a.m. It was numerically 1 a.m., but it was because daylight savings rolled over. Yeah, so organizing my candy, we social distanced. That's nice. I'm glad that you guys did that. We had a couple of trick-or-treaters here last night. I don't know what our in-laws did for them, but, you know. I'm also really blendy, for the record. I feel Claudia skirting around the edges. It's, you know, I haven't been waking up in the body as much lately. Claudia's been waking up about as often, if not more often than me. I'm blending for like 3 days. That's valid. So yeah, that's where I'm at today. Normally I bring something to talk about in the first bit, but I didn't. So we've been blobbed for weeks. That sucks. So I was thinking, like on the way of setting up this stream, I was thinking about like future videos that we want to do, and especially like future systems that we want to do. And I've been thinking that I want to try and get Left of London to do a system with us. I feel like she/Blur All Day might be willing to do that. I mean, we got Kieran and Circe and Liam, and they have a following. Like, I don't know how many followers does Left at London have? Let me see. Twitter, Left at London. Should probably also follow her. 171,000. That's a lot. That is quite a few. That would probably be the most high-profile system we've done if we could get her. Hey, hello to Hypergalactic System and Alex and Iralia, Roxana, and Kaleidoscope. But yeah, I think that, like, I don't know, I like talking to people from like all different areas of like creativity and stuff. But Yeah, well, I mean, fuck it. Let's do it live. Twitter. Theft at London. So you guys get to know my process of asking people to be on the show. Hi there. We run a YouTube channel about OSDD1B-1B, and I was wondering if we could do an interview with you about being a system publicly, or not, fuck, I don't know how to spell publicly. I was an English major. And no, we're gonna slap your music before. Your music and being a system publicly. If you want some examples of interviews we've done in the past with other systems, I can link those to you. However, I'm not sure if I can do that in a first message to you, or if that'll get eaten as spam. Up apostrophe. Alright, I sent that. I definitely said that. Oof. Watching someone write a message without obsessing all over the details for like 2 hours is wild. Yeah, I've gotten to the point where, like, I mean, I have to write fucking emails for work all the time, so it's like when you write to people all the time and you're like, hey, please do this thing. Can I set up a meeting with you for the person I work for? I don't know, it just becomes kind of second nature. Like, this is a big deal, like, capital B, capital D, but, like, at the same time, it's like, like, she's a person, there are people. I think the best way to do this sort of thing is just treat them like a person. So yeah, that's, hopefully that goes okay. If not, I'll have someone who's in, we know that the Embers are in their, like, Discord, and we'll see if the Embers can ask them. Hello to GenPod, Work in Progress, Starcrossed, Starcroast, OSDD. We rarely allow them for work too, but our autism still makes us obsessed about how we're coming off. Yeah. I mean, I've also written a couple of, like, hey, do you want to come on system emails? Or emails, Twitter messages usually. Like, Kiernan Surson Leon was actually the first person we ever, like, messaged about system, even though they were the, like, 5th interview that we did for the channel. because like they were going to be our first, and then we emailed them, and we were like, so do you want to do this on like video or like a voice call or something, or do you want to do this through email? And they were like, through email. And I was like, shit, I don't know how to do that through email. And so I put off responding to it, and then I kept putting off responding to it, and then eventually a year passed, and they put out that Trans and Being a System comic, and I was like, fuck, I should message them again and like ask them about like, if you still want to come on. I know that we spoke like 1 year ago, and they were like, yeah, sure, like being more than understanding. So yeah, that's a thing that happened. That was a nerve-wracking email, being like, hey, you, I know that we talked like a year ago, but I'm very sorry, and do you want to come on? So yeah, that's some inside baseball there for you. That's something. Yeah. Also, I know this isn't largely the same crowd that comes out to Claudia's streams, but thank you for everyone who's been coming out to Claudia's streams. I know that that's meant a lot to her. I know that she likes she loves playing games for people, and I know that she's really loved playing Celeste and Night in the Woods, and she really enjoyed playing Hitman last night. But yeah, it's nice. You're streaming. Ooh woo. Sending a text to Ring System. Who is this? Sorry if you already said. Sandra. I probably said at the very beginning, but I know a lot of people weren't here. But yeah, Sandra. So yeah, that's all that. I also know that we've been like streaming a lot lately. I've been kind of worried that like it would make these streams less special, but I think that I think it's been nice just to kind of like chat with the community more. How's the new job going? New job's going well. I know that Claudia, in a strange turn of fate, at our system meeting last week, said that she liked the job, which is something considering how much she like was really vocal about hating the last job, like even vocal at the job about hating the last job. So that's good. I've never seen Camilla this happy and employed, so that's cool. Yeah, it makes your community happy when you're hanging out with us often. Good. I don't think more streams makes them less special. You just don't want to get to the point where you feel like you have to stream all the time if you don't want to. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I'm sure there are going to be Saturday streams that we skip, but we honestly haven't felt like doing the like sit down and chat stream for a bit. Just because it's like, I don't know, we just haven't been in the mood to just kind of like sit down for a while. Love your chill out chat streams, and the timing so we can join. It's 5:15 p.m. there. Nice. So that's You're 6 hours ahead, which means that you're in Europe right now. You're in Central Europe time. We do a lot of international emails for work. Have you ever learned anything surprising from the systems you've interviewed? Yeah. So, hey, I was right. 5:15 here as well in Germany. Nice. Some surprising things I've learned. Honestly, Kieran Searson Lane's interview was really eye-opening about how systems can like work together in like a in a professional context, right? Like they're sorry, I kicked the table. We're animals and wait. They're animators. Wow. That was not at all the sentence that I meant to say. So yeah, they're animators and they talked about, you know, how they go through host changes every couple of years and how that can like fuck up their drawing skills for a bit. They have to like relearn art, which is wild. Like, I would have never thought that. Not that it seems like whoa, but like it's I wouldn't have guessed that. I don't know, as an OSDD system, I guess like that kind of carries over to a degree. We did by we, I'm about to say we did an interview, and by we did an interview, I mean someone interviewed us for a thing. It was a private thing, but they were asking about like I need a fucking bobby pin. They were asking about like, do skills carry over between system members? And sorry. And I was like, kind of for us, like, because, you know, we play ukulele. All right, no bobby pin, I guess. We play ukulele, and like, those skills kind of carry over. Like, Susan knows like a lot of the chords, but she can't really get to them quickly, and she can't really like, I can do Sweet Child of Mine, like the do 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 do. And Susan just cannot do that. Most of our skills carry over too, but all of us are very slow at Japanese, except Belle, who's a natural. Interesting. I think our language skills somewhat carry over, because I know that Camilla didn't have much problem picking up Tokipono when we were doing it. For us, a lot of skills carry over a bit, but get much more difficult for others. That makes sense. But yeah. So that was interesting. Another thing was I feel like there was something else from them. But that was the one that made me actually go like, really, in the interview. That was something that genuinely surprised me. I think the biggest thing the thing that most surprised me in those through interviewing, like, you know, 4 or 5 systems now, is how patient all of them are. God, the Strongholds interview was a goddamn disaster from my end. I was not prepared. I'm very sorry to the Strongholds. I absolutely floundered. I did not have enough questions ready, and we ripped through them in like 10 minutes, maybe. And I was like, shit, I need like a half hour of material to edit this. And so I had to come up with questions on the fly, and there was so much dead air, and that was rough. Like, I'm never watching that interview back because all I can think of is like every embarrassing thing from that interview. And it's like, I think it came out really well after editing because, when you edit things, they're a lot cleaner. Like, when this is a lot different than our like edited content because this is live. We can't like take out any like weird shit that we say or any gaps or whatever, so we're a lot less elegant here. So yeah. One of us is really good at writing, so we ask her to help us with most writing, which we have to do. That makes sense. Some skills carry over for art. Our one artist will co-con with our host or little when they want to create something. Oh, you can still tell who is doing more of it. Hey, Sequoia, happy dark times to you as well. Fucking daylight savings. I expect not to see Ellen very much. Oh, who knows? She's all about the hygge now. She can come out and she can do some knitting. So one of our friends, trigger warning for pregnancy and a very brief trigger warning for miscarriage. So one of our friends was pregnant at the end of 2018, and we started knitting a baby blanket for her back then. Then she had a miscarriage, so that didn't. We just didn't finish it because why would we finish it? But she announced to us last night that she's pregnant again, and so we gotta start knitting that baby blanket again. Though I'm a little like, should we do the same one, or is that bad vibes to put into to put into that blanket? So that's something. I saw the Stronghold interview and it looked okay to me. Thank you. That's the power of editing. Didn't drop that. Hey, Bug is here. How's it going, Bug? I think you should start a new one because of vibes. I set an appointment to get my IUD removed so I can get pregnant in 2021. And since then I've been having nightmares about miscarrying. Yeah. That power of editing almost drops water bottle. Yeah. See? I cut out all my sniffles and my sneezes in the videos too. I have a hair somewhere here. I can feel it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any encouraging words, unfortunately. Sometimes it happens. And, it's a thing. I think it's like 1/4 of pregnancies end in miscarriage in the first 3 months. Which is why they generally tell you not to tell people in the first 3 months just in case. Yeah, they're much more common than people talk about. Yeah. Yeah, man, No, I'm not going to go into that. But yeah, I hope that works out well for you. Especially in, quote-unquote, these trying times. Yeah. We're, one of these days we're going to be adopting a kid, probably. Not like anytime soon. This is like 5 years kind of thing. Within the next 5 years. we need our house first. We were hoping to be out of here by end of summer, but now we're hoping to get out of here by like Valentine's Day. Just because it took me a while to find a job. So yeah. Thank you for the luck wishes. So like, yeah, I hope that we can get a house soon too. We're fucking dying, man. It's fucking torture living here. I know that sometimes we'll make tweets at like 3 a.m. about our in-laws and then delete them. But yeah, they're fucking terrible. Jesus. Also, someone in the comments said that they stan us. I don't think I've ever been stanned before, so that's good. Are we gonna buy or we're gonna rent? We're gonna buy. The pandemic actually offered us a really weird and good opportunity to like save up to buy a house, because we don't have to pay rent right now because we live with our in-laws, and they lord that over us even though we've offered to pay rent multiple times. But no, we're family, and that's why we're gonna lord it over you. But yeah, it actually offered us a great opportunity to save up. Like, when we lost our job and we went on unemployment, and then we got that extra like $600 a week, and we don't have that many things to pay for, so we just ended up like saving most of it. It 2020 has been like kind of a good year for us, and mortgage rates are excellent right now. I can imagine. I'm hoping it's good. I've seen like articles saying like don't buy a house right now, but they're also by rich people, and it's like don't buy a house. We want more money from you. Please. It's been more positive for me too. I feel bad about that. Yeah, I feel bad about it too. People I've told this to have been like, well, someone should have a good 2020. Is big garden space a priority? Yeah. We're gonna buy a farm, or a place with like a lot of land, because like we've wanted a farm. Oh, laughs and then cries in Bay Area housing rates. I'm sorry. Yeah. Sequoia, Brennan and I were talking about this was back in like April or May. They were like, I was really surprised when you said that you were buying a house, because like every house here is at least $900,000. And I was like, Jesus Christ, like we're looking in the like 180 range. Like 200, like 225 is like our ceiling. Yeah, a 1-bedroom in Santa Cruz starts at $800,000. Jesus. Oh my God. We want a farm too. Hell yeah. Yeah, I hate money. Agreed, Bug. So I'm gonna come and live on your farm. Yeah, that's good. We'll have our we'll be the new Tenacious Unicorn Ranch. We'll have our Trans Haven in Connecticut. Go check out Tenacious Unicorn Ranch, by the way. They're a Trans Haven and alpaca farm in Colorado, I think. They do good work, and they could probably use some like donations. I think their like truck broke down recently. I'll link them in the description after the stream. My hair is fucking killing me, and like I spend half the stream looking at myself. I'm fucking dying. I also hate money, but it makes the world go around. Yeah, I hate money except when I have it. I hate capitalism all the time, though. Yeah, we're gonna have sheep. Bug, you can come and pet the sheep when we have them. It's not gonna be for like a year or two in, but like because I think that like all of the areas in Connecticut that are like multiple acres on a house and that aren't already like an established farm have like a lot of woods, so we have to like clear that out. I will patiently wait for sheep. Okay. We're also gonna have a little orchard. We're gonna get a bunch of fruit trees and just plant those. We ordered some heirloom apple trees from this guy who like he's like an apple conservationalist, I guess. He has like saplings for all these heirloom apple trees, and he sells them, and they're like really neat. And he's like back ordered right now, but we got in like just in time. So he's gonna send those to us like in spring. So we need those. We need the house before we get the apples. First, do get the house. I think that's Scarface. Do you plan on YouTubing your farm journey? To a degree. So like as our channel gets bigger, and I know that's a little laugh. Oh, the farm isn't. It's in Colorado actually. I was joking that like we would have a Connecticut version, but it's Tenacious Unicorn Ranch. I just joined. Do you have a property, or are you looking for one? We're looking for one. We're living with our in-laws right now. Yeah, Tenacious Unicorn Ranch. I think their Twitter is just Tenacious Unicorn. T-E-N. It's Tenacious Ranch. TENACIOUSRANCH. Yeah, they're good people. There's a system or two who actually live there. I forget their names. But yeah. That's my childhood dream, to have a small farm with a few animals, make it a sanctuary for rescue animals. That's cute. Yeah. We're gonna get like a couple of sheep, like 2 or 3. Because like for each like 2 or 3 sheep you need like 2 acres of land, or like an acre of land, I think. So we need like a fair bit of room, and we're looking at places that have at least 2 acres. Also, non-Americans, I don't know how much an acre is in metric. Let me look that up. I'm sure it's like square meters or something. Acres to square meters. Let's do square kilometers, actually. No, let's do square meters, because square kilometers is infinitely small, I guess. So 1 acre is 4,000 square meters. So yeah, I don't know if that means anything to y'all. May a channel finally, instead of just lurking, not a system, but a huge supporter of you, and I have system friends. Well, thanks for joining us. You're one of like 2 singlets in the chat. Hair is looking very cute, by the way. Love the little flip. Thanks. I woke up like this. Sorry, there's that thing on my tongue. We've actually, after we like wash our hair on a day, we have been like putting our hair up in like clips at night, just like boop, and then clip it at the top, to kind of like preserve the curls. It's sort of working, but not really. We're American, don't even understand what an acre is. An acre is like a 1/4 mile by a 1/4 mile, I think, or like a 1/2 mile by a 1/2 mile. Little version of curly gremlin method. I don't know a curly gremlin method. Do you mean curly girl method? Curly gremlin method. Acre to miles. That does not help me. How long is an acre in miles? An acre is... How many acres are in a mile? 640 acres. How wide is an acre? An acre is 200 feet by 200 feet, basically. How many feet are in a mile? 5280, 208 divided by 5280. Math on stream. So it's like 3% of a mile. Today's stream, land math with Sandra, yeah. No, it's my version of NBS. For NBS. I don't know what you mean, Sequoia. The thing is, when I have that little like strand right here and there's like a gap where you can see skin there, it makes me feel fucking bald. Which I know is like probably insensitive to trans women who are actually bald. But you know. Curly girl method, curly gremlin method to use non-gendered language. Okay, that makes sense. NBs, non-binary folk. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, it's literally NBs. Okay, yeah. NBS, NBs. Okay, that makes sense. It's, I'm not hip with the lingo anymore. Do people still get, like, weird about being called NBs? Because, like, I know the non-binary people in our system don't mind it. But I know some people are like, that's supposed to be the one for children. Not to be like, they're unjustified or whatever. But, I don't know. I feel like our whole friendship is me confusing you with abbreviations. Yeah. Just know stream is happening. Salutations all. Happy Crater Chocolate Clearance Day. NBs, our sibling, is an NB. Yeah. We also use NB for us, those who like it. I heard someone say it feels like it feels infantilizing to them, but I personally don't mind it. Yeah, that's how I feel too. I think... So, like... Nah, I'm gonna hold my tongue on that. As an old person, I struggle with lingo sometimes too. You and us, hypergalactic system, the most elderly people in the room. I've never heard that our non-binary system members and friends don't mind yet. I think that's probably just a vocal minority. Like, there's always people who are very loud about their opposition to things. We're a 52-year-old body. Whatever, how even old are you? A lady never tells, even though we've told many times before. No, let's play a guessing game. How old do we seem? 33, 26, late 20s. The body is redacted. 32, 29. Old person here too. Not native English speaker. Join Twitter and have a steep learning curve on abbreviations. That's sad. That sucks. That sounds really hard. 29 here, 27. We're 27, yep. You actually got it. So shout out to Shin Min Boon. Estrogen is cheating for body age anyway, yeah. I would guess 26 maybe, yeah. Oh god, are we reaching the age where people are guessing older than we are? For a while, people were guessing a lot younger. Like, when we first started dating Mads, we were working at Barnes & Noble, and these old ladies there, I know that, like, way older people have no reference for how old anyone is, but when we were working at Barnes & Noble, these old ladies, like, we mentioned that we had a significant other, because that's what we were calling Mads at the time. Now we use, now we use spouse, but we used partner after that. And they were like, you seem really young to have a significant other. And they thought that we were like 16, we were 21. People always guess us as younger, we're AMAB on HRT too, yeah. For us, you look young, but give mature vibes. That's fair, thank you. Rip bookstores, yeah. That one actually closed a couple years ago. And, like, there was some times where, like, I didn't regret moving to Connecticut. I regretted moving to Connecticut without having, like, a real plan in place. Because, like, they were talking about, like, maybe making me a manager at that Barnes & Noble. And so, like, after I moved here for a while, I was like, maybe I should have just stayed in Jersey and, like, worked my way up at Barnes & Noble. And then in, like, 2018, 2019, that place closed. And I was like, okay, I would have only gotten a couple more years out of there anyway. Damn shame. Where'd the time go? Have practice. Well, have fun. We're 60 dinosaur system. Dinosaur system would be a fun system name, it's true. We get young guesses too, also assign male at birth / designated male at birth, are humans 35, are human. It's a good term. Are humans 35 presently? That's valid. Yeah, we actually have a couple older systems in chat, like over 50 systems. Sorry, my bra is like, I think there's a loose thread or something. I miss Jersey and Maine now. Hey, we have family in Maine. Up in like the tippy top of Maine. Yeah, Maine is nice. I like Maine. I mean, I like what I've seen from Maine. I like visiting Maine. We also have some friends in Maine. Shout out to Amy. She probably doesn't watch this channel. A Fab here and way younger than all of y'all. Wow. We are Central Western. I hope I'm not still multiple at 50. I'd like to achieve Final Fusion by 40. Oh, there you go. So, yeah. I didn't even discover I was a system until 44. Our host just got diagnosed at 51. Yeah. Yep. We had a system in our comments that was like, one time that was like, we're 70. And I was like, God damn. Like, why do you listen to us? We're fucking young ass whippersnappers. Though I guess it's like kind of some of the only representation you get is from like 20 to 30-year-olds on YouTube. We discovered earlier this year. I only found out this year myself. Can't explain why, but seeing older systems around feels oddly validating. Yeah, it makes it feel like it's not like a phase, you know? It's the same thing with seeing like older trans people. Especially older non-binary people. We found out at 30, 33 now. Nice. Hey! Left at London message back. Give me 1 minute. I gotta send some links now. Now I'm getting stage fright here. So, how's everyone doing? Yeah, for those who weren't here, I wrote a message to Left at London, like, live on stream. So, here's the big system, no, here's the big interview playlist. No, I'm gonna link specific ones first. Okay, so there's a link to the playlist. Oh, fuck. Ah, shit. I accidentally sent it. With Hemengard and our one with Kiernan, Searson. Oh, Jesus. I gotta remember how to spell Kiernan Searson Lane's name. Oh no. I'm so sorry for doing this on air. Nope, stop. Oh, shit, is it EI or IE? Fuck. Get out of here, me. IEN.
Hey guys.
Shut up. Okay. So that's the thing. That's the thing that I just did. I hit enter too early in my message. So then I had to be like, oh no, I hit enter too early in my message. Oh god, I missed some people here. left at London. That's so cool. I love her music. Yeah, I love her music too. Yeah, I messaged her at the beginning of the stream to be like, hey, do you want to be on System and talk about like your music and being System publicly and stuff? We're lucky that our partner system are 37 that have known all their life and are doing well with being plural. That's cool. I'm doing well. How are all 12 billion of you? Holo Gang said hi. Hello to Holo Gang. Oh, hey, you were the person who commented on, or you're the system rather, who commented on our Night in the Woods stream and said that you stan us. Thank you for standing. I saved that in our Good for Smiles folder. Having a bit of an insomniac episode can crash in a few hours when the body overpowers whatever keeps it restless. That's valid. If you get left at London on System, I will combust in a good way. Pre-blurred. It's gonna be exciting. If she comes on. She said she has to think about it. It's okay, we stand you, yeah. type, shut up, yeah. It's because I open videos of me talking. It's like, yeah. We're not the only one plagued by hitting enter too early, yeah. We have to go, but thanks for the stream. Thanks for coming out, Kaleidoscope. 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 Yeah, so, that's a thing. Hopefully that happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But, you know, it's nice that she answered. I was somewhat expecting her to be like, to just like toss out the message. But, you know, c'est la vie. Should I name drop Ring System? Oh, man. Because I know that she watches Ring System. I'm gonna... Maybe that's a little underhanded. It's strategy, it's strategy. And I'm gonna drop the one from Ring System channel. Ring System accepting mirror system. What? No, oh, that's searching my videos. Okay. YouTube. Oh, hey, Alexandrite system is live right now. Those assholes. Ring System accepting. There we go. We're gonna go here. We're gonna copy that. Okay, there we go. Now we wait. Anyway. It's just trying to use it, yeah. What encouraged you all to actually start a YouTube channel? I really want to start one to make people laugh and smile or even cry if they need to. Jacksepticeye is my inspiration. So we wanted to pay forward the knowledge that we had received from other systems. So like, a lot of systems helped us in the early days. Most notably, Squid Larkin and Firekeepers we talked to a lot back then. I mean, we're still friendly with them. We just don't talk to them as much. Excuse me. And so, like, we didn't see a lot of systems out there that were the same as us, right? And we wanted to show like our experience of being a system, because we felt like our experience was different. There also aren't a lot of AMAB systems on YouTube. It's like, I mean, the ones I can think of are just like us and Plexus, and it's like, I think that when people like think about DID, and especially DID YouTube, I think that people think about white cis women, and like that's it. Not to throw shade at white cis women, but also I think that a lot of those white cis systems don't understand the privilege that they have. And I know that we also have our own privilege being, being a white system, but at the same time, I'm a white cis woman most of the time. That's valid. But yeah, we wanted to put our own experience out there because we felt like not enough people were talking about things that we wanted to know about at certain points. Old person question, AMAB, assigned male at birth, as opposed to assigned female at birth, AFAB. I think DMAB is also designated male at birth, is also another way to say it. I know KMAB or KFAB were also a thing, coercively assigned male at birth and coercively assigned female at birth. I think both of those have fallen out of favor. Got it, we have 2 trans kids. Oh, cute. It's like, but yeah, there was a lot of stuff that we wanted to talk about that, like, systems on YouTube just weren't talking about. We're going to say some words of some uncomfortable topics, like literally just the words and not getting into them. So, brief thing. So, like, we wanted to talk about, a lot of us were struggling with self-harm at the time, and there was, there's a lot of different angles when you come at that as a system. And we also wanted to talk about relationships within the system, especially from like host to someone else in the system, because Ellen and I were dating at the time. I haven't talked about this on the channel, but Ellen and I broke up. Like, it's we're cool, but like, we broke. I wasn't having a good time. I was taking it out on her. So that wasn't great of me. And we've talked about it, and I've apologized, and I've gotten better. And I took a big break from fronting and from like being being the person, and it's been a lot less pressure. I'm not sure if we're going to get back together at any point, but it is what it is. But we also wanted to talk about, like, Man, what was some other stuff? We wanted to talk about switching for us and talk about how our inner world worked, because we felt like those didn't work the same as other people on YouTube. We later found out that other people on YouTube were just... They weren't... they weren't saying... They weren't saying the quiet part out loud. And the quiet part out loud for OSDD systems, at least, is that our switching is not like DID switching generally. I find that OSDD switching feels more like becoming a different person than it does like two people like physically changing places, right? It's still a switch and it's still a different person. Like your own voice goes back in your head. Like whoever is fronting, they become the dominant thinking voice for us. But it's like not a lot of systems talk about that. We're actually putting together a survey with the Ring system about like how do you switch and do you experience passive influence and all this sort of thing. We're going to put that out at some point soon. We need to finish it up with them. I feel like there was some stuff that Party of 12 enters a restaurant. The head waiter looks them over and says, "Table for one?" Yep. I'll come back to that because I have a tiny story about that. No, I'll just tell it now. So when we went to the Philly Trans Wellness Conference that had a system meetup in it, we went to dinner with a couple of systems. It was like 12 systems, I think, and the restaurant there was like really crowded, and the waiter who was there, he was like, we actually had to like push a few tables together. I think this is like the largest group we've ever had in one party in here, and everyone laughed really loudly for a really long time, like an uncomfortable amount of time. Because like, yeah, I bet this is the biggest group that you've had. Anyway, that's my story. Dissociation is really underrepresented and not often spoken about in trans people because psychologists just pin all the dissociation on trans stuff. Yeah. Yep. We're lucky that we have a therapist who's like, you know, if you want bottom surgery, like I'll back you on that, and like I know another therapist you can talk to get a second letter. She's great. I love her. We didn't know that AMAB systems were a minority. Yeah, I mean, they're a minority in terms of representation. Like, I feel like people are more willing to believe that AFAB systems went through really traumatic experiences than AMAB systems. An unfortunate reality. FTM and MTF were used a lot, but the community has shifted to AFAB and AMAB, DFAB, DMAB. Yeah. Most systems I know are trans, yep, but they usually get ignored because of who knows what. Yeah, I mean, on YouTube, it's like pretty white women get the most attention. And, like, what can I say? It's the game, you know? Some people, you know... Yeah. A ton of trans on YouTube. Most systems on YouTube are FTM. Yeah. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's AFAB systems. AMAB systems don't get that. Two of our alters dated. We thought we were weird for it. Suddenly validated. Yeah, exactly. We took down our video of... I'm gonna put that back up now. We're gonna... Fuck it, we'll do it live. We're doing all the maintenance today. Jesus. It's a day. Okay, so we're gonna go here. to the video that I privated. This is from last year, for the record. So, like, I will say, as I mentioned, Ellen and I have broken... That was my water bottle. Very sorry. Ellen and I have broken up since this point. But, like, we're cool now. One of the reasons I took it down was because I mentioned sex in the video. And there was a point in this channel where I was like... it's back up now. I'm kind of like, do I want to do a little premiere of it? Actually, we might do that after the stream. Once this ends, we'll do a premiere of, like, our old video. But yeah, I mentioned sex in there, and that was originally a topic that we wanted to get into, as I mentioned in my, like, recent video. But then as more eyes got on the channel, I got, like, more, like, embarrassed about it. And, like, I mentioned it very briefly in that video. And then, like, between then and my recent video, I got kind of, like, really shy about it. And, that's part of why I took it down. I took it down during the whole, like, Kiwi Farms thing. But, you know, can't live your whole life in fear. We have DID, and some of our switches are more like OSTD. Depends on the relationship between parts. Yep, exactly. Plural spaces where we spend our time are like 50% plus trans, yeah. Also, some of our trans friends just happen to be plural, yeah. We mostly... shit. YouTube. We mostly only know we switched by change in our inner monologue, yeah. OSTD 1B roll call. Any other 1Bs have tips for learning your system without putting them in boxes. We caught ourselves doing that when watching your collaboration with Rings. Just let them be themselves. Like, let them be more than you think that they are. Let them surprise you. Like, if you have one person in your system who loves art, let yourself see them as something besides the artist, you know? Just pay attention. I'm bad at that. I'm bad at, like, communicating what you need to do. One of these days I'll sit down and I'll talk more about that. I don't know if I'm 1B, but I suspect that I am. Try labels. Taking something like favorite color or a sign language sign to people is a lot less restrictive. That makes sense. That's only part of it. Marketing is more important. I'm a marketer. Most channels aren't doing it well. Yeah, that's fair. What are your marketing tips for us? Let's... If you're okay consulting for free here. I've been trying to do like more engagement, more marketing lately. But yeah, I think that live systems don't play the YouTube game well enough. They don't do the analytics and shit. Like, I know that we don't super care about, like, the analytics. Like, we mostly want our channel to get big so that we can get, like, positive messages out there and, like, more accepting messages than the mainstream thing. I think that our community here is so kind and so accepting because we don't in none of our videos we're like, you know, if you're this, you're fake, or if, like, this is the only way to be a system. Any way that you are a system is correct. Any way. And I think that when you foster an environment where you're constantly looking for witches, when you make a mistake, you're going to get a witch hunt after you. And that's why some systems over the last 6 months or so have had their community suddenly turn on them. who knew that when you foster a negative environment, things can go negatively? Who knew? Anyway, that's my diatribe. Happy November Day. Hey, happy November Day to y'all. We definitely had questioning of singlet status for WPATH related reasons. Yeah, the like guidelines for trans health. Yeah. We also currently use sign language to ID ourselves to who is currently fronting, and it's really useful. Just first letter of name or stuff to keep it short is good. Nice. I don't know what you said is good advice. Monetize your videos. I don't want to monetize. That's our... that's the one thing we said we don't want to do. Monetize your videos. YouTube likes to show ads. And so they promote monetized videos more. Is that real? Is that a real thing? Come on. Yes. Oh. We'll think about it. we have our Patreon or whatever. Hi Sandra, I wanted to thank Claudia because during one of her lives she helped us feel comfortable leaving our therapist. Very cool. I hope that you guys find a better therapist soon. And I'll pass that along to her. Number 2, more exciting, shocking, outlandish titles. They don't have to be clickbait, just sensationalized. Yeah, that's fair. We try and take it to more of a like educational standpoint than that. Like our All About series is just like, hey, we're signaling that this is like an educational video. We used to do that more, like I'm a trans person with DID, or Meet the Alters. That's the reason we titled that. Who's the original alter? Friends with DID system, which we took down for our friends' privacy because of turmoil in the community. We might put that up again too. We'll do 2 premieres maybe. To everyone who's not a system host. Yeah, I don't know. It's something. It's something to think about. Maybe. Is Susan in Cats 2020? Not clickbait. Gone wrong. Everything you've ever wanted to know about X is a well-converting headline I've found. Yeah. That's good. We like the educational stance. Very shareable and helpful for those trying to learn what's going on. Yeah. Yeah, that's, that's where we're at. It's a really inside baseball stream today. Yeah, when we do like interviews with other people and stuff, or like when we promote our channel, when we're on other things, we call ourselves intra-community educators, which is very big of us. But I mean, that's kind of the goal that we do with this channel. We're educating other people within our community. Like, I mean, maybe not educating, but I think intra-community educators is like, that's the best title I could think of for us. That was like professional sounding. We put it on our CV. We have a system CV now. Loved the Gionu interview too. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was actually like 2 hours, and they cut up a bunch of it into like little videos for their channel as well, which were really good. But there was a bunch that was just on the cutting room floor of just like us chatting. That was a great call. I love talking to the Gianu system. We were texting them this morning. Nice. They actually sent us a message. Yeah. I'm glad I woke up at like 10 today. Because like our sleep schedule has been kind of fucked up. You know, it is what it is. Yeah. Can't get over how pretty you are. Thank you. Yeah, I know. It's very flattering, thank you. Extra hour with daylight savings was nice. Yeah, except that we went to bed at like 3 a.m. We went to bed at 3 a.m. after the time change. We were not healthy last night. Plus, like, Claudia insisted on playing, she insisted on playing Hitman even after, like, 3 or 4 hours of Night in the Woods, because she was like, I've been looking forward to playing something else all week. Like, I loved Night in the Woods, but I'm so glad to be hitting some men. She had fun with that. She hit a guy with a fish and then broke his neck. It was a great time. I was dressed as my boyfriend. It was fun. Oh, for yesterday? I was dressed as my boyfriend. It was fun. I was trying to get my male alter out, but he just felt like we were making fun of him. Oh. Hitting some men. Yeah. I was up for like 2 hours starting at 5 a.m., so this is a mood. Yeah, but your sleep schedule is real weird, man. I remember when we were working at our like late night job, and we would be texting you up to like 10 p.m., and then you would fall asleep, and then you would start texting us again at 3 a.m. What do you think about therapists saying that you don't have DID-OSDD because you can't have all the symptoms? What do you mean by can't have all the symptoms? Just like, you can't have that. I'm not sure I quite processed the question. We're going to do a video on like our therapy journey at some point, and our therapist that we were seeing when we discovered the system, basically what she said is like, I would know if you had DID. I feel when you're too textbook for the psych world. Yeah. Possibly you have too many symptoms, so it can't be real. Jeez. If that's what you mean, Daydream, that fucking sucks. It's dumb as hell. See, that's why like the fucking gatekeepers in this system or in this community, like, she said that I have all the symptoms and that's not possible. Wow. That's dumb. So like, yeah, that's fucking stupid. Sorry, I got a message in one of the lovers channels. Okay. I've been getting back into Blaseball lately. So Blaseball is it's a like an online baseball simulator with like weird rules and shit. Like there are umpires that can incinerate players with their eyes, and like there was this thing that that they enacted for like a specific number of teams that that they had to run a fourth base in addition to like the 3 regular ones in home. Is somebody really fucking vacuuming up here? Are you shitting me? I hope that this noise isn't too bad for you guys. It's not like anyone works on Sunday, right? Jesus Christ. Fucking assholes. Anyway, let me go back to the thing I was talking about before. Blaseball is weird and it's great. No, it's really loud. Okay, that's good. So, yeah, our therapist was... Oh, yeah, I said that. If you had DID, I would know. And then I was talking about gatekeepers in the community. That was it. So, think about, like, gatekeepers being, like, you have to be diagnosed, or, like, you have to have, like, these symptoms or look like this to be a system. It's always going to exclude someone. It's always going to exclude someone who's a system. And, like, you're only hurting people that you want to help when you're an exclusionist, you know? Or when you're any sort of gatekeeper, like, jeez. And then she'd proceed to unknowingly trigger us, Jesus. Isn't that why all those symptoms are in the DSM? Yeah, as far as I know. Here too, DID for DID, yeah. Here are all the criteria that we know point towards this thing, but if you have all of them, no. Yeah, and systems themselves aren't psychologists or qualified to diagnose, so... Okay, so since it's, like, it's in vogue to, like, badmouth dissociated now, I've heard that she, like, refers to herself as, like, a psych professional outside of YouTube or on YouTube or something. Like, girl, you run a YouTube channel. Like, we don't fucking call ourselves psych professionals. We're, you know, people who have the thing. She does, there's receipts. Fuck. They do, you know what I mean. It's probably mostly men. I don't know, whatever. You know, I told myself that I wouldn't badmouth people on this channel, but, like... At least not directly badmouth anyone. I've definitely implied sometimes. I like her, but she's not professional yet. I have a psych adjacent degree and don't dare call myself a psych professional, yeah. Yeah, like, we're actually going to be working towards a psych degree. Like, once we move out, we're going to start doing school, like, part-time again. And, we're gonna work towards an art therapy degree. And until we have that degree, we're not a psych professional. Like, oh my god, I took a couple of semesters of psychology in college before I dropped out. Like, the one thing that, like, I think the fake claiming of them is, like, largely bullshit. But the one thing in particular that really bothers me are the people who say that, like, a school won't kick you out for being mentally ill. It's like, yeah. I mean, they might not directly kick you out for, like, you know, for, you know, self-harm and shit, but they'll certainly try. They'll certainly force you out. You know what happened to us? We didn't get kicked out of school. They took away our scholarship. Because, like, we couldn't go to classes, and we talked to, like, the medical center, the disability center. We tried to get help, and people just couldn't or wouldn't help us. There was this one time, they immediately tried to, like, transfer us out of the psych program there. Not the psych program, like the student health program, essentially. And so, like, we saw in that school you get like 10 sessions with a therapist, like maximum. They have some therapists there that you can talk to for a bit. And I had one session with this guy, and afterwards, he either sent me an email or we had a second session that was very brief. And he was like, I don't think that I'm going to be able to help you in the way that you need, so I'm going to refer you to someone outside. I couldn't fucking afford that because I was, in college and I didn't have a job and I wasn't making any fucking money. And my parents don't have money. So, like, that doesn't help me. That just makes me not your problem anymore. And so I actually did see this woman that he referred me to for a little bit, for like 2 or 3 sessions, because that's what I could afford. And so trigger warning for like suicidality, and I guess trigger warning for suicidality, right? So what I so this was when we were being abused by that girl. Trigger warning for abuse as well. Jeez, sorry. We were being abused by that girl that I mentioned in my video, and like, at that point I was pretty suicidal, and I was on Effexor, and that didn't help. Effexor made me wildly suicidal. And I had a psychiatrist that wasn't helping, because I called him saying, like, I want to die. And he said to take double. And I'm pretty sure that... So he diagnosed me with bipolar, and he gave me Effexor, which specifically says on it, do not take this if you're bipolar because it can exacerbate symptoms. And I'm pretty sure that he wasn't sure if I was bipolar or not, so he tried to intentionally cause an episode. That is my like conspiracy theory about this. Which you were fucking playing with fire. And the second guy that I saw, the second psychiatrist that I saw, actually had that first guy as like an apprentice or something, and he got rid of him because he didn't listen. So that second psychiatrist was fucking terrible, but I'm glad to know that the first psychiatrist was worse. I was homeless in college, and we couldn't qualify for food stamps because I had student loans. Jesus Christ. Still got all A's, though. Nice. That's hard. We were always told to write down quotes with date, time, and notes on the conversation to protect yourself. Currently fighting for my job for workplace accommodations, and have been since July. I hope that goes well. It fucking sucks having to do that shit. But so like, yeah, we were wildly suicidal at that time, and so I messaged. I made like there was a like patient portal or something for the psych people at the college, and I messaged them. I was like, this is an emergency. Like, I checked off the box saying, like, this is an emergency. I'm, like, suicidal. And I need to talk to someone. I can't go to the person that you referred me to because I don't have money right now. And, like, I just need an appointment. And I got a message back the next day saying, Alex, you need to, I referred you to a person, you need to go to that person. When I checked off, like, I want to die. Like, that is so fucking irresponsible. Like, I understand that to a degree your hands are tied as someone in that situation, as a professional in that situation, but that's unacceptable to me. And, like, so at that time, I the therapist there that was seeing my girlfriend at the time, she had offered to my girlfriend to do like couples counseling for us or something like that, and so I made a second one. I made a second like request a little while later, and I mentioned her. I mentioned that we were having some issues, and then I got an appointment right away when I mentioned that she and I were both having issues, because I don't know how to trigger warn this, because it's literally just like a brief mention of the concept, so trigger warning suicide, I guess. But basically, I think they thought we were gonna have like a suicide pact, and it honestly, the thing that did was it only compounded my feeling of my feelings don't matter, only my girlfriend's feelings matter to like everyone. And it's like, thank you university, for just confirming that. Thank you. Yeah, I got one appointment real quick after that. I ended up talking to like the person who ran the psych program there, because I was just fucking sick of it. Like I straight up was like, this is irresponsible of you all. And I ended up messaging the like head of the student health center at first, because I thought that she was like the head person because it's in the same building. But then I got redirected to the other woman. And that woman was like, why did you message this lady? And I was like, I don't fucking know. I know that lady, and she's head of the building that you're in. But anyway, I talked to this lady, and I think all that accomplished was getting my girlfriend's school therapist in trouble. Because the thing that some of those therapists do is that they'll just like change the name of the person that they're seeing after like 10 sessions. If like that person is like needs more help, they'll just like write down a fake name and see that person more. And I think that's what my girlfriend's therapist was doing. So I think I got her in trouble. Sorry. But that's all that accomplished. And I said, like, I have debilitating depression right now, and I can't do this. I need help. And no one is fucking helping me. So, like, it's... And so I kept not going to classes because I fucking couldn't. And they gave me like one more semester that I was on like academic probation for, but they didn't really help me. They were just like, hey, go to this like student who's gonna help you study or something, like once every couple of weeks, and like check in with them. And it's like, that doesn't help me at all. And so I kept not going to classes because I couldn't make myself go to classes. I wasn't medicated. I had no one helping me professionally. I was just fucking on my own. And so, I mean, it's my own fault, I guess. Like, it literally is my own fault that I didn't go to those classes, but I was also mentally ill. No one was helping me. I was disabled. I have had a disability. And so, you know, I got an incomplete for a lot of those classes, but I failed a lot of them. And they sent me a letter saying, we're taking away your scholarship. And that was it. I had to drop out at that point because I could barely afford going to that school as is. And then, without that little bit of help that they were giving me, it's like nothing. Yeah. So that's that. That's the story of how we dropped out of school. This was mostly Claudia, by the way. Claudia blending into me. I'm sure that you can track a point in there where Claudia starts blending in. Geez, especially when you said you can't afford it. That's cold. That's like negligent. Yeah. Sorry that you had to go through that, but glad you were able to pull through that situation. Yeah, eventually. Can relate to doing seriously badly. It gets ignored by psychiatrists until it's as bad as it can get. Been there, done that in a slightly different way. That's valid. We don't want to help until it's too late. Yeah. We don't want to help until like your suicide drags down our fucking like college rating or whatever. The worst part of not getting help is them giving you the resources you'd need that then didn't help you. Yeah. I mean, they barely did that. What they do is just a fucking hand wave. They do the bare minimum because that's what they're paid to do. And that's what they have to do because there's, 8,000 students or whatever that go there. And not all of them need help, but a lot of them do. The worst part, read that already. Had debilitating depression first time at college with no money or help either. Sucks so bad, yeah. Claudia was noticeable, yo, yeah. Yeah. But we're gonna go back. We're, I don't really remember how... Oh, we were talking about dissociative. So yeah, I empathize with dissociated. She's never gonna see this, but I empathize with you guys. Fucking sucks. Yeah, that's the complete story as I remember it. There may have been more stuff, but like, I mean, there is more stuff, but not more stuff on that line. Like, somewhere in there, we broke up with that girl, or that girl broke up with us, because, let me talk a little more about that. We tried breaking up with that girl 3 times. I guess it's fully Claudia now. Hello. We tried breaking up with that girl 3 times, and she, like, rejected our breakup. Just fucking vetoed it. And, we went along and we were like, yes, dear. Like, what can you do at that point? So my strategy at that point was make her break up with us. Which worked. You have no idea how freeing it was when she was like, maybe we should break up. It's a one-person decision, girl. Yeah, you would think, but apparently not. Fucking hell, man. But, oh god, we're blended so fucking hard right now. So, like, I forget where I was going with this. I need to get better at that, at our, never mind. My mom made me see a therapist when I was young, and I still see her. Well, but my mom caused my awful mental health, and she still hasn't fixed her way of treating me, so I'm still bad mentally. Yeah. I have gotten better, but it's still down there. That's fair. Yeah, I get that. I'm sorry to hear that. Yep. So that's the story of how he dropped out of school, and that's some more context for our relationship with that girl. Yeah, I don't know. I think that remind me to talk about like switching and blending in a bit. I think that it was a really rough time in our life, and I think that maybe we weren't ready for college, to be completely honest. um, it's me and Claudia back and forth here, so just if I talk with my softer voice, assume it's Sandra. Like 3 more years of living with her, and I'll be free at last. Good. I hope those go quickly. I think that we weren't ready for school, and I think that we needed a lot more help than we got, and a lot more help than we knew. I think now that we're ready to go back, or we're almost ready to go back. I think that we've really gotten things under control. Like, I think that we've come a long way in the last like year and a half, 2 years, and I'm really proud of us. And like, oh, Matt's texting. How are you doing? Good. Streaming. Smiley face. Then I got a message from Bug, who's in the chat. What did you send me? Oh. Bug said that Bug told YouTube this is an excellent suggestion for them. Also, Mad says hi to everyone in chat. So yeah, that's, I don't know, that's, I think we're going to be good this time. It's going to be hard, but we're going to be good, and we have a lot more of us to help. And I think that, it's been working really well with work, and we're going to get Susan in on the school stuff too. Susan's going to help us with the therapy stuff at some point. She's interested in doing that, so it's going to be good. I switched 3 times yesterday. A new alter named Virgil fronted, and Rowan showed up too during the Hitman stream. I remember that. I got very distracted, but hello again is hard because it feels like there's pressure to go to college and uni as early as possible. But many of us aren't ready for that then. Yes, exactly. Second time trying for us worked great. Finished our BA and our Masters. It's great. I can relate to that. Ooh, where'd it go? Although I'm not old enough to go to college yet, my mom is making me right after I graduate. Try your best. Go to a community college. Think about what you're able to handle. Sox's support will help too, yeah. Yeah. We actually met them in our last semester at school. I've probably told this story before. So we were in anime club in college. We met like some of our best friends there. Like the friend I mentioned before who's pregnant now, she was president of anime club our freshman year. She's great. I love her. I don't know if she watches this. She follows our Twitter and stuff, and she might watch our channel. Hi, Jen. um, like, uh, yeah. So we were in anime club. I was co-vice president of anime club. um, my last semester, um, and so Mads was new. They just transferred to the school, and um, they introduced themselves on like the first club meeting of the year, and they introduced themselves, and my first thought was, well, they're pretty weird. I don't think I want to talk to them. I love telling that story. But yeah, we eventually got kind of friendly, and after we dropped out of school, they messaged us being like, "I haven't seen you at Anime Club in a while. Are you okay?" The first like stranger to take notice, like, "Hey, you're not at this thing. Have you been okay?" Jesus. Anyway, so they were like, are you okay? I was like, oh, I dropped out of school. Did no one tell you? And we started talking more over like Facebook or whatever, and they we got closer, and then I asked them out on like a Skype date. We watched Kiki's Delivery Service over Skype, and then things just kind of went from there. Co-vice president is a good start for a fancy title. Yeah, that's valid. The most anime thing would be to give everyone a fancy title. Yeah. It's like Oran High School Host Club. Yep. Yeah, and we've been married for like 3 years, been dating for 6. It's nice. We love them. Community college was the best choice for us. It's a good choice financially, makes the transition to a bigger school easier, and a lot of the classes are just high quality, if not better. Yeah. Plus, like, you can get all your prerequisites out there. Like, the like, not your major classes that they like make you take. Yeah, you can get those done there. Didn't expect to get into some of this stuff today. Let's talk about blending and switching. So, like, I get so paranoid that people think that like we're bald or something. We're not fucking bald. We have like a full fucking head of hair. Like that's a little high probably, but like at the same time, a lot of trans women have it worse. The reason that we started hormones actually was because I was having Matt check every day if we were balding, and we were starting, but everything's grown back. We really caught it like just in time. So that's something. Switching and blending. So I always worry when in person or on stream or whatever, if like we like if someone switches in to say something and then switches out like quickly, I always worry about getting fake claimed. Is basically it. When this is like our experience, like I mean like the what's his face? Who's the guy? Anthony, whoever, who did the interview with the systems. Redwoods, who are, were professionally associated with them. We, they were on that. Padilla, that's it. Yeah. They were on there, and they switch rapidly. Like that's their thing. That's how they operate. Like someone will come out to like say a thing, and that's it, and then they'll go back in, and then they'll come back out again later, and they switch back and forth like crazy. And yeah, exactly. They switch in and out really quickly and seamlessly. And like we can do that, but we largely choose not to, or we choose not to like announce it. Like this whole conversation for the last like half hour has been me and Sandra like back and forth. And like I'm sure if you went back and you like and you could probably like highlight Sandra Claudia. But like I worry that because it's so seamless that people like think that it's fucking fake. And I know that it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter what people think. I know my experience. And I know that plenty of people out here have the same experience and believe our experience. We can also do that, but if we don't announce it and we try to avoid it because it's a risk for dizziness and headaches, yeah, I can see that. But like, I don't know. It is what it is. It's like sometimes we don't even notice it's happening. It's like we become a blendy mess. Yeah. Are you Kokon at this moment? Yeah, we're Kokon. I think that like how do I say this? Yeah, let's fucking badmouth Dissociated again. Let's do it. So like the thing that I feel is that systems like Dissociated or representation like Dissociated that say that this is how to be a system. Co-con means co-conscious bug. It means that two people are like fronting or aware of the front at the same time. Typically one person is fronting and someone else is like close by and watching. You're welcome. Yeah, systems like Dissociated, and any system who says like this is what being a system is like and treats themselves as an authority and shows themselves to be an authority narrows the experience. And so every other system now who wants to get their story out there and their information out there has to be like Dissociated. And like it's fucking bullshit, man. Like the amount of systems I've seen hasn't ever said her way Z-way, but she certainly implies it. She says all the time that experiences are different and valid. I'm not going to get into a whole thing. Like, I think that if you've seen, like, if you like Dissociated, awesome. I'm glad you get something out of that. I'm glad that they've helped you. I'm glad that you enjoy their work. I think other things. I think that there was a series of tweets that Axolotls and Trenchcoat made, and I'm not a big fan of them either, to be honest, for completely different reasons. I've watched many of her videos where she absolutely... I'm not saying she doesn't say that. I'm saying that she says one thing and does another. Where Axolotls have said, like, we felt a lot of pressure to, like, play up our experiences because of people like Dissociated. And that's how that's that pressure is a real thing. Like when you're on YouTube, you want to get noticed, so you have to, and you don't want to like get like fake claimed or whatever. So if you're not like the most popular person, do you even really have it? Like, this isn't what I'm familiar with. That's a lot of what I'm saying here. I'm not gonna fight about this anymore. That is my opinion. There's nothing wrong with sharing your experiences, but it would be more helpful to actually show and talk more about what those other experiences can be like. Yeah, I mean, that's why we do system to just like show other people's experiences of being a system. So anyway, that's my section of bad-mouthing that. Yeah. It's not good of me to do that, but like, that's just sincerely my opinion. And I think that it's hurt me in a lot of ways, and that's why I feel it's hurtful. Because like, it's hard to show others experiences when you don't experience it. Yeah. Sandra's begging me not to. So, anyway, it's something that's hurt me, and I think that's basically it. Thank you, Cam. Dissociated has a large following, so I think people will automatically think, oh, that's how DID-OSDD works. Everyone else is wrong. Yeah, I mean that like singlet that interviewed us for a thing recently brought up Dissociated a lot. They were like, I've watched a lot of Dissociated stuff, so this is my understanding. When that is not our experience, that is not a lot of people's experience, probably. I don't know. I think that I don't think it's a problem with them necessarily. I think it's a problem with YouTube culture. I think it's a problem with this part of system culture. I think that it's a problem with each system explicitly. Like, it is a problem with axolotls that they felt like they had to do that. It's a problem with us that we had felt like we had to do that. It's like, it is what it is. And unfortunately, I think that despite any good intentions anyone has, sometimes you make a bad impact. I don't know. It's a problem with influencer culture online. Yeah, that's where I'm at. So, I'm just big on taking personal responsibility. Yeah. YouTube algorithm doesn't help you. I mean, talked about the marketing earlier. I don't know. I don't mean to offend anyone who likes Dissociated, is invested in Dissociated, who feels like this is my experience too. Like that's great. I'm glad that you have that. It's just, it's something that hurt me and Sandra personally. And I know that Glow, the reason that Glow made her video of like being non-human, the video that she watched was Omega's. Your opinion doesn't offend me. If you want to talk mad shit, go for it. Okay, we just, we don't want to hurt like we don't want to hurt the feelings of any of our fans or any of our community here, because we genuinely care about our community, and we when people have reasons that don't make sense to me, I can't help but question it lovingly. Yeah, I get you. I always appreciate pushback on opinions. Like, I appreciate a good back and forth. So I might as well add my own name up here too. And like, Glow's video on like being non-human was inspired by Omega talking about being non-human. Trying to talk and spell your own name at the same time is harder than you would think. When you're like actively searching for letters in your name. Fuck, I need another A. Dissociated is how we were introduced to DID and OSTD, so I'll always be grateful to that, but we'll always have criticisms too. Yep. You can watch people who are a system, but don't make it that one system the definition of other systems in the whole community. Yeah. I think that... I don't know. I just like... This probably isn't good when I linked Left at London to a bunch of our content. Now I'm bad-mouthing other systems on the channel. No. Oh, no. Left at London, if you're here, I'm very sorry. I'm not like this normally. Claudia won't do the interview. There we go. There's an A. Did I drop them? Nope. Apparently not. That's good marketing too. I'm not sure what you meant by good marketing. You can watch other people. Maybe move on to talking about blending. Yeah. Alternative system got big cloud chasing and piggybacking on DD. Huh. I know alternative system. But anyway, so switching and blending and shit. I mean, like, as you could see, like, me and Sandra have been blending back and forth for the last, like, hour. So that's, like... Oh, talking shit about big names is good marketing, yeah. Certainly is. So, yeah, that's, I don't know, that's how I feel. So, Sandra and I have been blending back and forth for, like, the last hour, and I think that... I think that's just what knowing a system is like, to be honest. Like, sometimes you don't know who you are. Sometimes you're multiple people. I mean, like, you are always multiple people, but, like, sometimes multiple people are, like, around at once. Ah, fuck, I forgot the letter I. There we go. So, yeah, that's how, that's my opinion. That's my opinion! So, yeah. Does anyone have any questions about anything? Anything not related to this, preferably? We can talk more about blending. Anyone have opinions on that? We figured it'd probably be good to go, and here's what other plurality is like on the channel, just for content, at least. Yeah, we have been... We've been thinking about making a video about, other types of systems. But we want to word it very carefully. I mean, stressful or big situations, it gets very blendy, and switchy, and no one knows who's who, or sometimes people get stuck alone. It depends. Yeah, exactly. It's normal to be unsure if you have switched. At least for OSD systems, I feel that's pretty normal. I know DID systems maybe too, but we're not like... I know, I feel we skirt the line between the two. But, you know, to say talk about blending even if you don't experience it yourselves, or if you do. Yeah, I think that's also good. It's good to note like there are other experiences out there. Yeah, I think that blending for us isn't always bad when it's like 2 or 3 people. Any more than that, it's a nightmare. Axon gave us a mantra when we don't know who we are. Now we just accept I am me and all that. That's all that matters. That's cute. I like that. Same here. We have some DID traits and OSDD traits and experience. It's strange. Yeah. We talked about this in both our recent collaboration with Strongholds and also one of our collaborations with Giandu System. I think that every system probably falls on a spectrum between DID and OSDD. I think that very few people probably are just like straight DID or straight OSDD. Like, yeah, I don't know. I think that it's difficult, and when you try and put when you try and put a label on anything, I think that it's limiting. Yeah. Like, I mean, even trying to put a label on, like, who's fronting right now is probably limiting. Like, I could say, like, this is Sandra right now, because it is Sandra right now. But is Claudia not in here? Like, she's here. I mean, like, looking at myself here, like, I can see her dumb smile. And, you know, I don't know. What's that thing that I was thinking, speaking of Claudia's dumb smile, I messaged a question that's not blending that may be problematic, so please call me out if you feel like answering. Yeah, what's the question, Bug? Oh, you notice physical quirks that spill through as well? Yeah. Claudia makes a lot of the same faces her dad makes, which is weird. But also, you know, she has her own shit that I think is cute. When we blend, it's a lot like Steven Universe Fusion. Opal is Pearl and Amethyst, but she's also just Opal. Yeah, totally. It was stressful coming out to our partner, Gordon. About discovering our system, and it made us feel really switchy, and it made us feel like we were playing it up. Yeah. What was really happening was that everyone just decided, okay, my turn now. Yeah. I forget who said this. One of our friends said this, where when they get into a fight with their partner ends up having to have like a dozen fights because everyone wants to have their opinion out there to them. Well, all the systems that experience little or no OSDD or DID traits, which is interesting for analyzing how those traits work. Yeah. What is being talked about in the fucking Lovers channel? And I cancel, I can uncancel. Okay. So we're kind of involved in this this thing that's connected to Blaseball, like the Blaseball community, where we're a fan of the San Francisco Lovers, who are one of the Blaseball teams, and we were in their Discord, and someone was like, hey, we should do like an actual play podcast with some people from the server, so we joined in there, and we might be involved in that. I don't know. There are like 2 other systems involved in that too. We really be out here. Our system was the same with my ex. Noah was out a lot because he's assertive, and then I'd be there, and Little kept getting triggered out of it and felt performative, but it wasn't. Yeah. I think that's honestly just like, I think part of it is just like wanting to be acknowledged and like feeling like it's fake because you can't believe it yourself because you believe that it's such an uncommon thing when it's really not. Been there. My boyfriend got so mad at me once that we had relations 3 times. But I can't be sad that we hadn't. I'm not sure if you want me to read that out loud. Yeah. Oh, have a nice night, Hypergalactics. Have a nice day? What the fuck time is it? It's dark. Is it raining? Yeah, it's rain. Have a nice day. It's only 1. Jeez. Bug is back. Bug, what was your question? You texted me about a potentially offensive question. I want to hear your offensive question. I'm still at the point where I'm questioning myself if I'm really a system or if I'm just making it up. It gives me a lot of anxiety. Yeah, I mean, we did our whole video on, like, what if I'm faking, and the answer is, who cares? Because the thing you're really asking is, like, what if it turns out I'm not a system? Is your question of, like, what if I'm faking? And the answer is, who cares? If you find out that you're not a system after exploring this, well, you've explored yourself. And, like, that's always a good thing. It's always a good thing to explore, like, who you are. And if you do all that and find out that you're not a system, it's like, oh my god, you've done some work for your mental health. Oh, how dare you? I feel like it can be this thing where, like, you don't want to claim a label unless you're, like, 100% sure. But, like, that's okay. Oh, I was sending it on Snap chart. Sorry, hang on. Snap from Bug. Okay. So yeah, we've had obvious switches for like 2.5 years, but I still doubt myself sometimes despite all the evidence. Normal to not be sure, yeah. That's what I'm like too. Like there's some days where I'm like, surely this isn't real, right? But yet it proves time and time again to be real. Like every time our therapist like automatically knows who's out without having to ask, I'm like, this is real. Like, because it's not like we have a fucking sign on us that says like, hey, it's Claudia, hey, it's Sandra, hey, it's Cloudy. The fact that our therapist picked up Cloudy after like one session with them, and they knew for the next time, like, that tells me something. Sometimes we doubt ourselves on days where we switch 16 plus times, so hey, doubt just happens sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes you end up feeling like you're fake because you've switched like 16 plus times. It's like, surely a normal system wouldn't switch this much. It's like, nope. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes some systems are just like that. I was talking to them last night. Someone in here was like, we switched 5 times this week. I'm so tired. And I'm over here like, I switched 5 times today. And that's just like, that's the low side of average nowadays. I want to be a musical theater major, and having 5 other alters with me will be challenging while I get diagnosed before I claim the label, you know? That's fair. Honestly, I don't recommend getting professionally diagnosed, like, on paper, because that can fuck some things up for you in life. Who is at the door? Who is here? No, can't see. We're on the 2nd floor. I'm typing, sorry. Okay. So Bug asks, there's a person in a Discord server I'm in, and she's a self-proclaimed pathological liar, and oftentimes also claims to have mental illnesses that literally anyone else mentions. So she currently is claiming to have DID, and I'm having trouble taking the claim seriously, and it's making me feel weird because I want to be supportive, but I also worry that if she's lying, then she's making a joke of it. What do? I always err on the side of just believe them. Like, in my opinion, it's like, does it really hurt? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know a lot about like pathological lying. I don't know if it would hurt someone to like just go along with what they say, but I think in a lot of ways it's like just kind of like don't give them. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think that like I think err on the side of believing them. Err on the side that they're talking in good faith. Does it change anything? Is a Discord server? What do you worry about? Yeah. I told 2 people, hey, I might have DID or STD, and my partner understood. The other guy called my experience kind of creepy, and so I'm very cautious. Yeah, one of our friends, she was really off-put by it initially. She didn't really understand it, especially because I didn't come at it from a medical angle. She didn't really understand it. But now she's a big ally for us. She sends us. She's been reading Doom Patrol, which has a character named Crazy Jane who has DID, and it's surprisingly good representation. She's actually based on the troops for Trudy Chase of When Rabbit Howls, which I see up there, but I don't want to get it. It's really good. The one thing, she sent us an issue last night, or like a bit from an issue last night, where she's like, she's different. And someone asked her, like, did you integrate? And she's like, no, we all decided to work together, and we decided that, like, our abusers would want us to, like, to fight all the time. And that's, it's, okay. Here's the last quote from this panel. This is the way it's meant to be. Everyone should be like this, Cliff. Quote, sanity is a state in which our component selves love and trust each other and are prepared to let each other assume control as circumstances demand. Pete Carroll said that, and he's right. So that's great, except getting her, our friend said, getting all of her alters to work in mutual balance has made her lose all her powers, though, for some reason. I can't see any reason she would lose her powers like that besides narrative convenience. And it's like, yep, that's a shame. Also, apparently she's Sane Jane now, which rhymes. That's cool. If you can't truly believe them, you don't necessarily have to say so. Sometimes I just play along even if it doesn't feel true, because that's easier and won't invalidate them. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's also what some people do for some real systems. So if being professionally diagnosed isn't the path I should take, what should I do? I mean, definitely seek help and seek a therapist, but I think that, like, getting diagnosed on paper isn't necessary, and I think that most therapists won't do that. They'll just, like, diagnose you with PTSD for insurance purposes, and, like, not do anything else. And still, like, treat you for DID or whatever. Thank you, I was just having weird feelings about it, but I'll work on being more accepting. I was worried that I was overthinking it. That's valid. Why wouldn't her powers be stronger in that circumstance? I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. This writer, I don't know. It's like you do 90% of great work, and then the last bit. Why? Apparently, also, she said, our friend said, so the Doom Patrol comic that has Crazy Jane in it also has this character that is a man and a woman that got fused together in one body and visibly has breasts and a penis and is like beyond gender or whatever. And then the writer came out as probably genderqueer the other day. That doesn't really have anything to do with anything, but it's one of those things where it's like, what a weird comic. What a weird writing. I can understand not believing them. Comic book universe, you want logic? Nah, never. I can understand not believing them given the circumstances, but still better just to not go out of your way to invalidate them. Yeah. I would never do that. It's just been hard to sit with feelings and like knowing that I have friends in a system. Yeah. 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 Here's a question. Here's a grammatical question that this same friend posed to us. Wait. Fine. Okay. Are you a friend who is plural or friends who are plural? Same, substitute multiple if that's what you used, or if you use, or friend. Are you a friend who's a system or friends who are in a system? I usually err on the side of friend who is plural because it makes it clear in my mind that it's one system. How many in the system are you friends with? That's also valid. I've been thinking about bringing it up to my therapist. Don't really know how to go about that, though. I think that the Ring system has a video on bringing it up to your therapist. My advice is just bring in whatever you have that feels like good evidence, quote unquote. Even if it's just like, story stuff. Like, just talk about it. Talk about what you've been experiencing. Well, a lot of artists got fired from DC as they are shrinking in the comic sector. Fair? It depends if they're friends with me or multiple system members. That makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. It's almost a philosophical question as well as a grammar question. There was something I posted about on Twitter where it was like, where people thought I was asking a grammar question, but I was asking a philosophical question. Alexandrite System just uploaded a new video to YouTube. Where did I just upload? Oh, the Hitman video finally processed. Cool. Have a nice day, Antonello. When I mention y'all, I say my friend who is a part of a system because I'm usually talking about Sandra specifically. Rude. But if I'm talking about all of y'all, I say friends in a system. That makes sense. So everything on my screen is backwards. So for a second, I saw our Black Lives Matter up here, and I was like, why do I have MLB written up there? Am I that big of a baseball fan? Hey, Strongholds are here. How's it going, guys? I feel like I was talking about you earlier. Oh, I was talking about the interview that we did. I was talking about how the system episode that we did felt like a disaster on our end because we just felt so not prepared. I'm glad you guys are doing great. Yeah, happy November. So yeah, it's nice to yeah, we were talking about how editing made us feel a lot better about that video, but in person we were like, oh god, we're doing so bad right now. just because we ourselves were not prepared. Um, yeah, so uh, we talked about grammar, we talked about comics. I think we were kind of merging topics here. I don't know, what have people got in their mind? Look, she and I spend a lot of time together, and others just blended without me noticing you and saying someone else was fronting. I'm sorry. It's okay, Bug. I'm just teasing. I'm picking up on the body language more. That's good. It's good. I need to shower after this. Our hair is like bugging me slightly too much. Yeah, so I have a note on my phone with all of the author's info and ages and stuff. I also made a little system journal in my phone that I have a hard time keeping up with. That's valid. We have a system journal here. We used it from there's dust on it, so you should know that's how recently we've used it. We used this from April of 2019 to oh, this note's for an ARG. Okay. It became something additional. To July of 2019. Like this much. The last note, one of the last notes is from May. I think this wasn't when we watched Hereditary. I think this was when we watched Sybil, and I got real triggered. And trigger warning for big aggression. I wrote, "We're not watching that again. Fuck you for not listening to me, you fucking uncaring bitch." And just that's I was really feeling it. Yeah, that was like the last entry for a while. Someone sent me a Google Doc of every member of their system logging who were factives, fictives, active, dormant, names, age, bios, icons they used to differentiate each other. That's helpful. We actually have that. Right. Oh, we should add our emojis to that. But let me link you. I think I have your Discord, Bug. I'm pretty sure I have your Discord. I never message you on there, but I'm pretty sure I have it. Yep, there you are. Let me go over to our spreadsheet. We came out to some online friends, and one of them said they felt like the old me was not there anymore, but we told them we've always been there, the same as we are now, just as multiple. Yeah. I mean, that's what I said basically in our, what systems wish you would ask us video. That I made that because I felt like, I guess, I'm not going to say unloved by our friends, but I felt like our friends didn't know how to talk to me. And it's like, I'm your friend too? Can you not treat me like I'm someone you've never met? Can you not, make that face when I'm out? I know I used to be, a big grumpy bitch last year, but, I've done work. I'm better now. Also, how's the stream been in terms of, quality and stuff, because we got a new router recently. Man, I almost just linked our spreadsheet in the YouTube chat. Ain't gonna do that. That would have been not fantastic. We have this list folks can fill out to get to know their headmates. It's translated in multiple languages. Yesterday, someone sent me a Russian version. So cool. Still gotta upload it. Hey, you guys want to link that in the chat? I think we made you mods last time so that, or like one of the times that you were here, so that you could link that. Oh man, I gave one of my alters a pseudonym of someone who was really abusive. I didn't know because she held all that. I feel like such an asshole now, and I gotta find a better pseudonym for her. Yeah, I mean, let her figure out her own pseudonym. This is great. I love this stream. Good. Sure, let me find a link. I'm on phone, so it's not... That's fine. You don't have to do it now. I can, like, link in... Well, hang on. Power to the plurals.com. New amazing homepage 2020. Okay. Resources. Links. Nope. That's on RA. Search. Headmates. That's probably not going to help me on a plural site. Getting to know. How do you know if I'm plural? Oh, hey, found it. Hey, they found it. Oh, well. I'll be honest, getting to speak with other members of the system was something I had to adjust to because I was used to assuming I was talking to Sandra. Yeah, that's fair. She just keeps giving her name, and we're like, no, we can't use that online. That's fair. There was someone in our system who came up to me, and it was Lexi. They came up to me, like, you know, our body name is Alexander. It's Alex. And Lexi is a he, not a they. He was like, hi, and I was like, hey, who is this? And he was like, I'm Alex. And I'm like, cool, we're all Alex. You gotta pick another name. And he was like, but I'm Alex. Eventually he settled on Lexi. But having dinner with Ellen was very helpful for me, in my honest opinion. That's good, yeah. That little friend date was nice. Man, I miss when you could have dinner with a person. Oh, one of these days. What was I talking about before? I feel like I was going to say something before I went to go look for how are the plurals. Maybe. Yeah, I miss you too, Bug. It's been solid. It's great. I love this stream. Thoughts on endogenics. We support all systems here. Our channel is focused on traumagenic systems just because that's our experience, but we are not in the business of like policing who is and is not a system and who should and should not be allowed in what community. So that's us. That was the thing I was talking about before. We're going to make a video on that one of these days. Like, here's our appeal on non-traumagenic systems. But whatever. You know. So, that's that. So we got like 25 minutes left in the stream. Anyone got any like questions or whatever? It's been a good stream. It's been an emotional stream. Didn't expect to get into talk about why we dropped out of school and talk about like our talk about like abuse and stuff. Weird stream. Skincare routine. Wash it. We use a sensitive skin soap. It's Neutrogena. It's like this like square white bottle with a pump on it. It's really like gentle and nice. It's nice. It's good. It's good stuff. We have like baby skin. I don't know if we mentioned this on Twitter, but a couple of weeks ago, we our in-laws they buy laundry for the whole. They buy like detergent for the whole house, and they switched detergent, and we broke out in hives like all over our bodies. So we had to get like sensitive baby detergent for us and wash all of our clothes in it. It was awful. Is UN still a good pronoun to use if I'm referring to the whole system, or should I just say y'all? Either is fine. But yeah, the sensitive baby skin face wash is good. Are you going to Entitled to Life? No. I think that is like too expensive for us, and honestly we're not interested, to be honest. I know that it's a cool thing for whoever wants to go to that. It's not for us. That's it. We're bigger fans of the Plural Positivity World Conference, which we might be involved in next year. It's a thing. We'll figure it out. Advice on finding a system name with limited communication, like we're Kokon sometimes, but others aren't around often, and I don't want to leave them out. Do they ever front? If they front, you can like set out like a journal or some paper or whatever and be like, hey, I'd like to come up with a system name for us. Write down what you think here and we'll have a vote. If not, I mean, like, you could have a... they haven't fronted in a while. You could do that, or you could also just come up with a temporary name with, like, whoever you can contact. And if that's something that, like, you know, most of us don't like this name, then you can change it at some point. You don't have to be married to a system name, you know? We weren't always the Alexandrite system. For the first couple of months, we were the Shining system. Because that was when Sandra knew Ellen, Glow, and Sunny. And all of those names, like Ellen means torch, Glow is glow, and then Sunny is sunny. And all those are light and stuff. So she was like, let's be the Shining system. Because obviously, I mean, I don't have to count in the system name. Like, because I'm not an altar. Like, you guys are the altars. I'm the real one. Because that's who she was then. But then I came along, and I wasn't really feeling that name because it didn't really include me. And also, who I was back then was like, no, fuck everything that you do. We're going to do things not your way. It doesn't matter if it's my way, but we're not doing things your way. So we were in the Plural Gang server then. And that was our like main mode of communication with the system world. And we changed our name from the Shining system to the Alexandra system. And then after like a day or so, we were like, let's make that a little punchier, because I don't want to just like use our name or like, you know, our online name or whatever. Let's make it the Alexandrite system, because that's also like our birthstone. So that's where that came from. we retroactively applied any sort of meaning after it. Normally we say we're the Alexandrite system because Alexandrites are a stone that change color depending on what light they're in. But the real reason is because we just didn't want to be the Alexandra system. Stonecold say we changed our system name so many times too, yeah. It's really nice to know it's okay to change the system name later. I didn't realize so many systems had changed names. Yeah. Yeah, I know that a lot of systems aren't like super... You know, a lot of systems are married to their system names, but a lot of systems aren't. They're just like, this is what we go by. Our therapist, she at one point was like... She was referring to us collectively, and she stopped for a second, and she was like, so I refer to you guys as the squad in my head. And she was like, it's squad goals. Which is very cute. I think she does refer to us as the Alexandrites now. I liked Ambition system better, but my birth mom found that, so I scrubbed that and changed this. Oof. We only have a name because someone referred to us as the Multiverse as a joke. That's cute. Multiverse Musings, like that. That's good branding. We watched LB Lee's talk on like the history of plural communities and stuff. It was in the Plural Positivity World Conference. Highly recommend it. In fact, I'm going to straight up link to it now. That's how much I recommend it. YouTube LB PPWC. Hey. Now we're gonna pause it because it's gonna make sound. Now we're gonna go over to here. We're gonna link. I still want Miracle Rat System, but everyone else is annoyed that I'm walking meme. One day someone will keep a jokey system name that we give. Someone on Twitter was the blah blah system for a while because we made a joke about like we were talking about how like it's a privilege to dislike systems or dislike like specific systems because it's like, you know, years ago you wouldn't know any systems properly or like know that you know them, and now to be like, oh fuck the blah blah system, like that's a privilege because you know enough systems to both like some and not like some. So, and then I made a follow-up tweet that was like, I hope there's not anyone named the blah blah system, like not fuck you personally, just like, you know. And that system was like, can we take that as our name? I think there's something else now. I think they're the cluster or something. So like shout out to the cluster, I guess. If I just call us Miracle Rats and let it motivate them to give suggestions, that's a great idea, actually. So anyway, I was saying about LB Lee. So we watched that talk, and they mentioned how like one of the old naming conventions for systems like that was really common was the blank household, and we were like, shit, that's really cool, actually. And we very briefly considered like rebranding to the Alexandrite household because it sounded fucking badass. It sounds like Game of Thrones, man. Maybe one day. But it's a pain in the ass to rebrand. Ours is a reference to ourselves, and nobody bothered to think if it was a good idea or just anything else. That's valid. I really like the cottage system for us, or the cottage coup. Cottage coop? Cottage coup? Sorry, I'm still messing with plurality and things. It doesn't help that I go by they them pronouns. That's valid. Small brain, use they them pronouns because you're non-binary. Big brain, use they them pronouns because you're multiple people. Also just that you can dislike one system without it being the one system that you know, or worry that they'll be like only one you'll ever meet. Exactly. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool sounding. House Alexandrite. Yeah. Is there anyone you have happened to meet that was a system? Yeah. We. I mean, first of all, our spouse turned out to be a system as well, so that's fun. But like 2 or 3 people we knew in real life happened to be systems. One of them like already knew and just wasn't talking about it. Shout out to the Fawns. They were in a server that we were in. Like it was just a small like friend server. And then one of our other friends, the Grace system, they and us like figured out like roughly at the same time. I mentioned this in our like how we found out we were a system video. That we had a conversation about like system feelings that we had essentially, and we both walked away going, "This is completely normal, and everyone feels this." Narrator voice. It was not. It's normal. It's just not. It's not something everyone experiences. I used to joke it's weird that I can now use they them pronouns despite being binary because I know so many non-binary trans people. And then whoops, now we have a non-binary person in the system. Oh, fucking hair in my mouth, man. This is why we're wrapping up the stream in like 15 minutes. My friend's SO happened to be a system too. I think they let my friend tell me because they knew we were plural before I did, yeah. We made a toxic system and had to cut them out. And our little was friends with their little and sucked having to cut him out because they were a system friend. Yeah. Now we're meeting more, so it's fine. Yeah. It always hurts, like, having to cut people out like that, especially when it's, like, multiple people. When Sandra broke up with that one girl, like, I was upset for a while. I mean, that phone call a week later where she wanted to know the real reason we broke up with her kind of put the kibosh on feeling bad about that. But Sunny was really upset too because Sunny was like good friends with her. You know, it is what it is. Yeah. So that's a thing. Oof. So we've got like 10 minutes here if anyone wants like final questions for wrap up. Yeah, I'm non-binary, and so far I have 2 boys and 2 girls. There's one little with no information disclosed. We only know that little exists, no name or anything. Lamau. Yeah, that's valid. It's mostly Claudia now, for the record. I think Sandra tapped out. But still be here. Yeah, so Sandra was gonna say I was cute before. Like I could hear it in our head. You know, sometimes you see someone else fronting the body and it makes you realize, damn, we're cute. Or maybe it just makes you realize, damn, Claudia is hot. I can't help it. My computer keeps freezing. Oh no, bug. F's in chat for bug. So yeah. It's always something. When Abby is out, I'm like, wait, so I'm just the ugly one? No. You don't get that. We've been finding out a lot more of us are non-binary than pure girl. Nice. It's nice to see this crowd, by the way. Like, there's some overlap between this crowd and our, like, game stream crowd. But it's nice to see you guys. It's been a bit. Jeez. Most of us aren't entirely binary either, and it's wild. Yeah. I, you know, so like, Richard O'Brien, who wrote Rocky Horror Picture Show and was also the dad in Phineas and Ferb, fun fact, he got some flack a few years back because he's non-binary. He says he's like the third sex. He got some years back for either saying or implying that trans women aren't women. And I heard a like half defense of him saying like he's said in the past that he feels like very few people are like hard man or hard woman, and he feels like most people are probably in the middle somewhere, and that's probably where he's coming from because he's like 70. He's an old man. He doesn't maybe get the full implication of what he's saying, or maybe he does. I don't fucking know. I thought it was interesting. I feel it's an interesting theory, at least, or an interesting thought. Game stream is way too late for us. It's at like 1 or 2 in the morning for us, unfortunately. But hey, time zones, yeah. That's why we keep the VODs up in our game streams playlist. I'm also going to be we're working on a supercut right now of the Celeste streams, and we're going to do one of the Night in the Woods streams too. I'm still deciding on how to do the Night in the Woods ones because it's literally 24 hours of video. And so I'm trying to decide if I should like split it up by chapter and do like, hey, here's like an hour and a half of the first chapter, here's like 2 hours of the second, 2 hours of the third, and then like 2 hours of the fourth. And if I should do that, or like if I should just put it all in one thing and it's like, here is 6 hours so you don't have to watch 20. But either way, I'll figure it out. But like, I think it's gonna be good. What is this? One of my littles was fronting, and we like to talk out loud to ourselves about our system. Same. It's a good feeling. And our little Willow just said, I wish Cammy could realize how beautiful and attractive they are. It's so sweet. Littles are nice. Protect littles at all costs. Nice to be here. I didn't realize that there were Sunday streams before you mentioned a game stream. Yeah, we haven't been doing them for the last couple of months, but we usually try and do them like monthly. So yeah. There's a little backlog of them too. Read that one, had fun chatting today, had fun as well. I have self-confidence and self-love issues, and hearing Willow say that made my heart melt. We love all your streams. Glad you all are only an hour ahead of us. Nice. We love positive Willow vibes. I've been really trying to make streams lately, and I'm glad I've been to so many. We're glad to have you too, Bug. Our little was actually the first one to recognize they're non-binary in a way that humans are. They're the best. Yeah. Chapter by chapter seems sensible. 6 hours would feel overwhelming to start watching. That's where I'm at. I tend to only commit to starting videos when I know I can finish them in one sitting. That makes sense. Littles will bring out system loves like nobody's business. Yeah. Littles are amazing. I would kill for them. Agreed. Swear to God, I'm the only system without a little. Not every system has littles. Like sometimes a system is a bunch of adults. Sometimes a system is 12 cats and a little girl. Sometimes a system is 12 littles in a trench coat. There's no wrong way to be a system. It is what it is. Man. I keep wanting to look behind here. I don't know why. I feel like Sandra wants to talk about something back here. You going Tank Girl? I didn't even know that. I mean, I could talk about dykes to watch out for. Oh, Allison. No, Boober fell. Alison Bechtel, love her. I haven't read this yet. I think I might set this out so I can read it soon. I was gonna make this joke and tweet at Alison Bechtel. Not that she'll probably respond, but that I was gonna take out like dikes to watch out for, a pocket dictionary, and like a book on like queer history of the '80s, and be like, all right, I'm ready to read dikes to watch out for, because Alison Bechtel is, I mean, it's very much a period piece, dikes to watch out for, and also Alison Bechtel uses some words that I have to look up. She's very well spoken. It's okay to have a system that's mostly all adults. Yep. True, we only know 2 littles, and one has been out once because of a very specific trigger. Yeah, we don't have a non-human alter, or like some other systems. Wait, why is that name so familiar? Alison Bechtel? You're probably thinking of the Bechtel test, which is a test. So the way that it's interpreted in pop culture is that it's a test to see like how feminist the movie basically is. It's like if 2 named women are on screen at the same time and they talk about something that isn't a man, that's a successful Bechdel test. Yeah, of Bechdel test fame. When really that was about, it was about lesbian representation, and how like there is no because there is no like lesbian representation in film that at that time, that's what they had to cling to. It's like, this is the closest we can get to lesbian representation, so I won't watch movies that don't have this. Which is why I saw this one tweet or Tumblr post that was like, there should be a Bechdel test for lesbian representation. I was like, please read lesbian history, just like, please. I know that not everyone is like well versed and stuff, but like, oh my god, it makes my little queer heart sad. If your only experience with like queer culture is Tumblr, please read a book. Please read Alison Bechtel. Please read anyone who's not a TERF. Our little self identifies as a mermaid princess. That's very cute. Yesterday I learned that the Bechdel test has existed as long as I have existed in the system, which is neat. That's cute. Yep, I know her from the test and from Fun Home. Yeah, we have Fun Home down here too. Oof. Yeah, Fun Home. Great book. It's a lot denser than you would think from like a 200-page graphic novel. I need a new copy of this. This one got fucked up somehow. Yeah, it is shiny. But this is a great book. Big trigger warning for like I guess CSA. Also for like death and for sex and all sorts of stuff. Those are the big ones, I think. Oh, and suicide. The way that Alison Bechtel talked about this book is they actually quoted it in the musical too. They made it like basically her intro. She talked about how the book is really about 2 generations of gay people, because she and her dad grew up in the same small Pennsylvania town, and he was gay and she was gay, and he killed himself and she became a lesbian cartoonist. And that's how she talks about the book. Bechdel test equals minimum representation test, not whether the media is feminist or good representation or stuff. Thank you. That is a much better way to say it. That is a much more correct way to say it. Um, yeah, Fun Home is real good. Um, like, where is it? I mean, like, as a butch myself, like, I I relate to some of this. Um, where is it? There's one part. Is this it? Nope. There's one part where she talks about like the first time she ever saw a butch woman, and how it was like she didn't know that that was a way that you could exist as a woman, and it just like blew her mind and changed her life. And it was just like some random delivery woman that was at a diner. Do you find it annoying that people are talking more about mental health and not DID or OSTD at all? Like, like when people talk about mental health, they don't mention DID and OSTD. Yeah, I think that not enough groups will like will make space for us because they don't feel like it's common enough, and I mean that's really just their excuse. But like, man, I really just cannot find that page. Huh? But I mean, even if it was more common, I feel like they wouldn't make the space for us because it's inconvenient. Um, and I think that it's, it's a disability justice issue. And if you aren't coming from at your, I feel, if you aren't coming at your DID and OSTD activism from a perspective of this is a disability, and, well, not that you have to view it for yourself as a disability, but that this is something that needs to be accommodated for in the mental health community and needs to be talked about more, then I don't think that you're doing it right. I don't know. That's how I'm at. I mean, that's only if like you're like big into the activism scene and stuff, and like, um, you know. Oh, hey, I found it. Where is it? Because I'd been lying too for a long time, since I was 4 or 5. Dad had taken with me. Dad had taken me with him on a business trip to Philadelphia. In the city, on a luncheonette, we saw the most unsettling sight. And it's a panel of this like butch woman, and I didn't know there were women who wore men's clothes and had men's haircuts. But like a traveler in a foreign country who runs into someone from home, someone they'd never spoken to but know by sight, I recognized her with a surge of joy. Dad recognized her too, and a panel of her father saying, "Is that what you want to look like?" What else could I say? And she responds, "No." But the vision of the truck driving bull dykes sustained me through the years. And it's like, oh man, love it. I love Beckle. It's wild because like she's from such a different generation from me, but I think that some things are kind of universal. Also, she's a trans ally, and I don't know, we stand basically. So many friends talk about mental health and bring up a bunch of specific disorders, but they never mention they even mention dissociation, but they never acknowledge TID or OCD. Yep. I don't know that it's on purpose, but it makes us want to hide the system. Yeah, I think it's just people don't think about it, unfortunately. Disability does not mean this makes you lesser, this equals suffering. Disability means this comes with barriers and this equals loss of privilege. Correct. Thank you. Yeah. So that's that. That's disability. Alright. This is the 5-minute call. Get your last questions in now so I can ramble about them for 5 minutes. I'm gonna see if there's anything I'm sure there are other great quotes in here, but I can't think of any like specific moments on top of my head. Yeah, I really love. I could go on about this all day. I really loved the musical too. The musical really just it captures the feeling of the book so well. It really captures like the flow state of the book, where like some of the stuff kind of goes out of order, but it works so well. I had a question earlier, but I'm too spacey and it's going forever. That's fair. If you remember, write in the comments. We never thought that we'd experience the stigma around DID and OSTD, but even our therapist said to our host that it's extremely rare and that he disagreed. She said she would. Oh, and when he disagreed, she said she wasn't going to argue about it. It's a bad therapist. Well, bad therapist for DID. Well, probably a bad therapist. Did certain members of your system have to come out to the others? If so, what was that like? Like, come out as gay? We're all gay. Do you mean like come out, like reveal themselves to others? To others in the system or others outside? I have a lot of follow-up questions here. Yeah, we're all very gay. Actually, this is because we're gay. We wore this to Pride 2019. I've added a couple of things. We wore the Sydney pin for our secondhand soup interview, and then we have queer flags for every occasion, representing everyone that we knew at the time. I mean, we've doubled in size since then, or doubled in realized size. And then we have this Sense8 patch that says "I am also a we." Yeah, I really love this. Oh, and we also have this. The Ring system made us this. So it's the Alexandrite system. Ooh. There we go. Revealing themselves to the others in the system. I mean, I think that yeah. So one that I can think of as like a reveal to someone else in the system, like, I have some knowledge that I exist, but you don't know that I exist. Samuel did that to Sandra. Sandra was like, cool, I made pit crews for everyone. Now everyone's represented with their own image. And then Samuel went, you don't have me. And, like, I guess just to fucking spite her. Because we all fucking operate on spite. We're bitter people. But, yeah. Samuel did that. I find the more, I mean, I did that more or less. Once I became aware of myself, I decided, like, hey, Sandra's bugging me and not acknowledging me, and I need to, like, let her know. And then, I feel more often we, like, revealed ourselves to ourselves. Because mostly, like, once we figured it out, everyone in the system figured it out, kind of. It's hard to explain. Like the awakening stages that Audrey talked about, that's kind of what it was like. Stigma is real, and a fellow singlet I know asked if folks in the systems were inherently dangerous, and I was like, what, bro? Is that about someone in, like, one of your servers, or is that... Did someone ask that about us? If we're a serial killer? Oh, man. We were on, I think it was on the Iscariot Systems podcast. That's coming soon, at some point. But we've done several episodes of it. I think I said something about being a serial killer on there. Against better judgment, probably. I think that cycle is ridiculous. Like, DID and OSTD is rare, so you can't have it, which adds to the rarity. Yeah. We mentioned this in our Strongholds interview, where they said, like, their therapist said, like, there's only 80 people in the Netherlands with DID, but they're also like, you're one of those 80, which is wild to me. Because normally that's like, someone says, like, oh, DID is incredibly rare, so you don't have it. But nope, DID is incredibly rare, and you definitely have it. Lol, I don't think I mentioned y'all specifically, but I was like researching about DID and OSTD, and he asked why, so I said it was recommended by a friend. Wild. Yeah. Alright. And he was like, oh, are they dangerous? I was like, dude, fucking what? That's... man. So let's wrap up. Thank you so much for coming out. This was a lot of fun. Sandra's around somewhere. I'll send her regards. She says bye. So yeah. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for hanging with us. Thanks for asking questions. Thanks for supporting us. We love doing these things, and we love spending time with the community, and we love engaging in this way. Wrap up. Grab his mic. So yeah, I'm not sure we're gonna have a video on Monday, or if we do, it's probably gonna be late. I know that Sandra wanted to film a video about like life updates from her. But yeah, we'll probably have one on Thursday. Audrey's still working on that United States of Terror video, so that's gonna come eventually. One of these days she's gonna film that. She's still fucking writing it, to be honest. It's like 16 pages right now. It's basically just summary. Anyway, thank you for this. Miss you, love you too. We miss you and love you too, Bug. Yeah. Alright, so thank you once again, guys. I will see you next time. Bye. Now I gotta wait awkwardly while the stream closes.